This is how a more advanced budget blue hive looks like. Here is how you can build the best blue hive for the early game. Building a proper hive is the essential part of Bee Swarm Simulator, and this will be your budget blue hive. To even think about doing this strategy, you must have a SSA with the passive of Popstar. Keep in mind, this hive is only for you to get started, and I have done this technique as well. Keep in mind, the budget blue hive is not supposed to be permanent, but a jumpstart for you to transition into the endgame successfully. This is how a more advanced budget blue hive looks like. But if we want to go back to step 1, what you would want to do is have bubble bees for the buoyant bees. However, if you macro with people or if you grind honey with other people in the pine field, the important thing here is to have bomber bees. So instead of having bubble bees, you would rather have ninja bee because it gives you bomb plus. If ninja bee is somehow still expensive for you, you can of course use bubble bee once again, but you can also use the frosty bee. As you can see back at my hive, it was filled with either buoyants or tadpole bees. I've given you the other possible bees aside from the buoyants, so now it's time to give you the alternative for the tadpole bee. The alternative for the tadpole bee is of course none other than the baby bee. You want the tadpole bee for its bubbles and its baby love, but the baby bee will also give you baby love. Now of course it is ideal that you have 4 tadpole bees, so over here, what I would recommend you to do is get at least 2 to 3 baby bees. I would not spam them because their only purpose is literally to give baby love. If you are a macroer, I would recommend you having 3 to 4 music bees so that you can constantly get token links and other tokens as well. But if you don't macro, you are fine with just 2 music bees. Other bees to consider is of course the bucko bee because you will be needing blue boost. So I suggest you have 3 to 4 as well so that you can have a consistent blue boost giver. Now, of course, every hive's essential part is having at least 1 gifted fuzzy bee. So if you can afford a gifted fuzzy bee, I suggest you get it. For the event bees, it's basically the original hive. The festive bee is of course not needed. You would ideally want a gummy bee and a tabby bee, vicious bee, and windy bee. You of course do not need the puppy bee because no hive needs that unless you're leveling up your bees. And then, like every other hive as well, you want the gifted basic bee no matter what, as well as the gifted bomber bee for the bomb pollen, as you will be highly relying on bomb pollen and bubble pollen. Make sure you have most of the gifted bees needed, just like the main and original hive, like the gifted bumblebee, the gifted cool bee for its bonus stats. You do not need the hasty bee as ninja bee will be giving you haste tokens already. Gifted looker bee is of course amazing, and just like the original hive, you do not need red bees at all. So to sum this video up, instead of buoyant bees, you want frosty bee, ninja bee, or bubble bee. For the tadpole bees, you would rather have baby bees. And you would ideally have the gifted fuzzy and the gifted basic bee because those can make you so much extra pollen. With this strategy, it is much better and much more effective if you farm with groups, because like I said a while ago, ninja bee gives bomb plus tokens, while frosty bee and bubble bee only give bomb tokens, which is way less than the bomb plus. So I hope you guys will be successful in starting your journey to the end game. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button down below. Help me reach 500 subscribers as fast as possible, and as of recording, I am 12 away. So make sure you go down below and show your support.